Folks, I think many of you would agree with me when I say that your clients many times have ADD when it comes to this financial stuff. Heck, I think you would agree with me when I say that many times we have ADD when it comes to this financial stuff. I forgot what I was going to talk about. Oh, yes, long-term care. See, ADD, the three different types of long-term care. Because we all want 3-minute sound bites, I'm going to give you in a 3-minute sound bite here the three different types of long-term care. A client comes to you and says, hey, what long-term care options exist today? Or maybe you proactively say, dude, there are long-term care options today that did not exist just a couple of decades ago. What is your 3-minute pitch on that? So backing up a little bit, many times I will get an email from an agent. And it looks something like this. Charlie, I have a 65-year-old female. Can you run me some long-term care options? Not much information in there, right? Well, that's okay, because what I will do is I will run 3 different illustrations, the 3 different types of long-term care. Number 1, traditional long-term care, the first of the 3, traditional long-term care. Per dollar of premium that goes into traditional long-term care, generally the higher the long-term care benefit is going to be, right? And many times I will start with a long-term care benefit of, say, $8,000 per month that the carrier would pay out to the consumer, maybe $9,000 per month. Why? I always have a reason for justifying it, right? That is the national median cost of a nursing home, so $8,000-9,000. But there are 2 different objections to number 1 here, Mr. Client, Mrs. Client. Number 1 is with traditional long-term care, those premiums can adjust, as many of us have witnessed. Number 2 is if you don't use it, you lose it. There generally is no death benefit associated with traditional long-term care. It's a lot like health insurance, as I explained. Okay, but that is where number 2 comes into play, and these are the hybrid long-term care life insurance policies. Now, you're probably going to pay a little more in premium, or maybe a lot more in premium, but number 1, premiums are generally locked in, can never be changed by the company. And number 2, there's a death benefit. If you pass away and never use a dollar of the benefit, there's usually a pretty sizable death benefit that will go to the beneficiaries. Number 3 is this, long-term care annuities, the third of the 3 worlds that I want to talk about today. And again, I'm simplifying all this. Annuities. What if you could put your money into an annuity so you have a large chunk of money, right? $100,000. What happens when you put it into a long-term care annuity? Well, it might grow, get a decent rate of return versus where it is right now, sitting in that lazy money account. Number 2, if you pass away without needing long-term care, it goes to the beneficiaries. But number 3, and most importantly, many times that long-term care value will triple your money immediately. $100,000 going in turns into $300,000. It triples your money from a long-term care benefit standpoint. Now, that's pretty darn cool. Now, how do we start the conversation many times with these 3 different options? I think it's important to figure out, does a client have large chunks of money where they can use that annuity? Or even the life insurance, you can single pay that life insurance policy, as I just talked about, for purposes of long-term care. Or is it, nah, I don't have any assets, I would pay for it out of my income? Well, if that's the case, then traditional long-term care insurance or the recurring payments on our life insurance hybrid. Hope that helps, folks.